are so good. Quieted immediately. That's so nice. All right, so we're thrilled that you're quiet and well behaved, but in this service you do not have to be all that quiet and well behaved because
well, maybe some of the people in the back they can be
well
behaved, but not too totally quiet.
But today is really an exciting day because today Amelia and Amelia are becoming Benot Mitzvah. Benot is the plural of bat, and so we have two amazing young women who are celebrating their bat mitzvah today. And we're just so excited that you are here with us so that we can celebrate and enjoy this experience together. So a few words before we begin. If you didn't have a chance to get a prayer book on your way in, now is a perfect time. We also, we appreciate you being masked. We know that we are in this stage where we are sort of turning into a new time in the pandemic, which is very exciting, but thank you for just keeping them on for now. Michael, what else do we need to say?
In the event of an emergency incident, your seat will become a flotation device. And mazel tov.
And this also, I remember there was something else. This is also a perfect time if you happen to have a cell phone on you. This would be a great moment to turn it on mute or to even
go for it.
Be so bold as to turn it off.
All the way off.
Yes, it's good for your cell phone, and really you can have all the time you want to text Molly and Amelia afterwards and tell them how amazing they were, but at least for the next hour or so we are going to be in this moment together. So we're going to start this morning on page 172, and if you'd like, you can join us in the singing of Matovu.
מה טובו אוהליך יעקב, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. מה טובו אוהליך יעקב, אוהליך משכנותיך ישראל. ואני ברוב חסדך אבוא ביתך, מה טובו אוהליך יעקב, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. מה טובו אוהליך יעקב, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל.
So it is now our pleasure to invite up our Benot Mitzvah to lead us in the service. Yamdu Malkav Amelia, Benot Lev Tomi Benot Mitzvah. It's a lot of plurals. Come on up.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Our service begins on page 170 in the Blue Prayer Book.
May my life be one link in a chain of goodness. As I say the prayers of my ancestors, help me to recall their devotion and faithfulness, their joy and suffering, which are in every word. Holiness is in my heritage. May I be worthy of it.
May our tradition live in me and pass from me to generations I shall never know, enriched by the truth that I have found and the good deeds I have done. So may I fulfill my task on earth and receive my blessing.
And when the service ends and the prayers have ceased, help me to bring their spirit into the world in which I live.
May I love God above all, and my neighbor as myself, and be a living witness to the truth that never changes.
Please turn to page 195 and rise for the call of worship.
Please rise.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, yotzer or uvorei choshe, oseh shalom uvorei et hakol.
Ha'me'ir la'aretz v'ladarim, alecha barachamim uvtuvo machadesh b'kol, yom tamid ma'aseh bereshit.
Ma rabu ma'asecha Adonai, kulam b'chochma asita, melach ha'aretz kinyanecha.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu, al shavach ma'aseh yidecha, ve'al me'orei or she'asita yiba'arucha selah.
Or hadash al Zion ta'ir v'netzche kulanu mehera le'oro, Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hamarot. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, being light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven.
I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift, is words. As I bring my words forth from the silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness.
Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hamarot. We join in singing the Shema at the top of page 200.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levavecha u'b'kol nafshecha u'b'kol meudecha. V'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi letzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha
ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect, the song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come.
The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Yai lai lai la lai la lai la lai lai yai lai lai la lai la lai la lai lai yai lai la lai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha neta b'kodesh Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele.
שיר החדשה שיבחו גאולים, לשמך שפת הים. יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו,
Adonai ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי לי לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי 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 לי.
Please turn to page 205 and rise for tefillah. Adonai,
שפתי תפתחו פי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotzeinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot V'Imavot, Umevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei hakol atah rav lehoshia. Mechakel chayim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Tzomech noflim ve'ofech olim. Umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, gevurot, umido melech memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, une'eman atah lehachayot hakom, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakom.
You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the doorframe, I begin to enter into your glory.
You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries, lift my foot over the threshold, that I may abide with you.
In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder.
Sit with me, eternal teacher, encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving.
And we join in Kedusha on page 208.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מה אדיר, שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה.
לדור ודור נגיד גדלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated. We join in a prayer for peace on 216. Sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, sim shalom, sim shalom, tova uvracha. Sim shalom, sim shalom. Ose shalom bimroma, uyase shalom aleinu.
יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
Not yet. But I'm just getting you ready. We have reached the big event, the main part of the service. I will explain what has been happening in case you are like me growing up and had no clue until you had to go to 5 years of rabbinical school. Then still, left pretty clueless. But a sense of order. What has been happening? These two have been leading the service. They have taken on the responsibility of learning the Hebrew language, of studying it for years, and then taken up examining what the true meaning of it is. So they've told us in Hebrew and sung songs and done just a little bit of dancing and coordination and choreography about the history of the universe. They spoke about the origin of the cosmos, where we came from, who we became in ancient times, the great matriarchs and patriarchs, the great persecution in Egypt, the crossing of the Red Sea, the wandering in the desert. And now, after failing to ask for directions for a very long time, we're at the foot of Mount Sinai. And this great fire above us, the fire of the top of Mount Sinai, these two are going to reenact what our ancestors did in rising to the top of Mount Sinai, receiving the Torah, coming down the mountain, and doing what thousands of generations have done, which is try to interpret the Torah, what it says for our generation, and what it means exactly to them as individuals. So, welcome to the foot of Mount Sinai, the center of the desert, the epitome of revelation. We're about to learn something great from two great teachers of Torah.
Now we know that there is only one Torah, but you'll see that we have more than one Torah scroll because we realize that each person receives Torah in his or her own way. So today, as Amelia and Amelia receive the Torah, we are going to pass two Torah scrolls through the generations of their families, symbolizing that they are not just receiving it as individuals today, but they are getting it from all the generations who came before them. So, to show you how it's done, we are going to ask if everyone will please rise. Cassie, can I have you come and help us open the ark? And we'll invite your family to come on up here for the passing.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו.
L'dor v'dor nagid gadlecha, from generation to generation, we pass the teachings of our sacred scriptures from grandparents to parent to child. And today, since we have 2 benot mitzvah, we're going to pass 2. So keep passing it down the line so everyone gets a Torah. And we join together on page 246 for Ki Mitzion.
Ki Mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki Mitzion tetzei Torah, Udvar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Me'amo Yisrael B'kudushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Lecha Adonai Hagedol Ve'Hagevor Ve'Atiferet Ve'Hanetzach Ve'Haod. Kicho b'shamayim u'ba'aretz, Kicho b'shamayim u'ba'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlecha ve'hamid na'aseh lechol lerosh. Baruch Adonai Hamborach Le'olam Ba'en.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Le'olam Ba'en. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah. Amen. Vayar ha'am ki v'shesh Moshe la'redet min ha'har, vayikahel ha'am el Aharon, vayomer aleihem kum aseh lanu Elohim asher yilachu lefanenu ki zeh Moshe ha'ish asher ha'el lanu me'eretz Mitzrayim lo yadanu mahaya lo. Vayomer aleihem Aharon parku izmei hazachav asher rozne neshechem benechem uvnotehem. Vayaru elai vayit parku kol ha'am et izmei hazachav asher roznehem. Vayikahel el Aharon vayit parku Moshe b'tzedek echad b'terech va'asehu egel masecha. Vayomer el Aharon Yisrael asher ha'elucha me'eretz Mitzrayim. Vayar Aharon
Vayim ben mizbeach lefanav. Hagvadonai mahar.
Vayomer Moshe Ba'onai. Re'eh ata omer Eli ha'al et ha'am hazeh. Ve'ata amarta yiratiha et asher tishlach imi. Ve'ata amarta yiratiha v'shem v'gam matzata hein b'einai. Ve'ata ina matzati hein b'einecha. Hodieni na et drachecha ve'eda'acha uma'an emsa hein b'einecha. Or ki amcha hagoy hazeh. Vayomer panai elechu v'chani hoti lach. Vayomer elad im ein panecha hol kim al ta'alenu mizeh. Uvameh hivada efo ki matzati hein be'enecha ani ve'amcha halo v'lechtecha im anu v'niklinu ani ve'amcha mikol ha'am asher al panei ha'adama. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam natav betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. So it is now a tradition to lift the Torah so that you can see what they just read. So we're going to invite Tommy to come and lift it for us.
Zot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lefanei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. This is the Torah which Moses placed before the people of Israel, God's word through the hand of Moses.
Amen.
They said they were going to do
I
that.
know. It was much harder than it looks, really. You make it look easy. I made a promise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bahar binvi'im tovim v'ratzah v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'Torah u'v'Moshe avdo u'v'Yisrael amo u'b'nvi'ei ha'emet ba'sedek.
Vayehi yamim rabim. Udvar Adonai haya el Eliyahu. Bashana hashlishit lemor lach hira'eh el Achav. Ve'etna matar al pnei ha'adama ve'yelech Eliyahu v'heiraot el Achav v'hara'av chazeh v'shomrov. Vayikra Achav o Ovadiyahu asher al habayit voyidahu haya yareh et anai me'od.
Vayomer Achav el Abodahahu lech ba'eretz el kol ma'anei hamayim ve'el kol hanechalim ulai nimtza hatzir unchayeh sus v'pered velo nakrit mehabahema v'yichalhu lechem et haaretz le'ovor bach Achav halach b'derech ehad levado Ve'ovadyahu halach b'derech echad levado. Ve'yehi Ovadyahu b'derech ve'hine Eliyahu likrato vayachirehu vayipol al panav vayomer ha'ata ze Adoni Eliyahu vayomer lo ani lech emor ladonecha hane Eliyahu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam tzur kol ha'olamim tzaddik v'kol hadorot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber umkayeh shekol devarav emet ve'tzedek al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al ha'nevi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu likdusha u'linucha likvod ha'utifaret al ha'kol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach u'mtvarchim otah yibaruch shimcha befi kol hatamid le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Makadesh HaShabbat.
Our Torah portion is called Kitisa. This portion tells the story of the golden calf that the newly freed Israelites created after Moses disappeared up Mount Sinai and had yet to come down. Now, why would these people do this? What must have compelled them to take these actions? I think that it was because they were hanging on to Egypt and the culture that they lived with. Even though Egypt was not an enjoyable experience for them, it was still home for them. For many of the people there, Egypt was all that they knew, and everything that had happened since leaving was very strange to them. They were leaving a home that they had known with a religion that worshipped over 2,000 gods, had good food, and a place to sleep at night. Now they only had one god to worship, living in complete poverty with little to no food, and a brand new leader. This inclination to hold on to the old and reject the new can be seen today in people's discomfort as new ideas are being introduced. For example, school districts are banning books that touch on important topics such as the Holocaust, racism, anti-Semitism, and LGBTQ+ experiences. The adults who are making these decisions are fearful their children will learn about the suffering of people who are different than they are. They seem to believe that learning about the pain of people who are different will hurt their kids, when much greater damage is done by refusing to acknowledge people's experiences. This brings societal progress to a halt as people cling to these old ideas. Though I cannot directly relate, I have an idea of what this feels like. This year at Ladue has been my first. I have grown up going to a one-story school with 30 kids in my class and wide, quiet, and orderly hallways to a two-story maze of a school with about 1,000 kids in narrow, crowded, and chaotic hallways. Going to Ladue, I have had to establish new teacher relationships, travel the hallways in a completely different manner, make new friends in each class, and become more independent with the selection of my electives, separation from Molly, and with my own schoolwork. Though at first I resisted the changes I had to make to adjust into Ladue, I quickly realized that what I had done at Rossman, for the most part, would not serve me all that well in the new school environment. These examples relate to the story of the golden calf because they each show how even positive change can be trying and how people will hold on to their past to their own detriment. Although change may be difficult, it is usually for the better.
You've already heard from Amelia what happened in our Torah portion. What struck me in the story was how the Israelites looked upon the golden calf and immediately created the first thing they saw as something with impossible value. It's understandable. They needed something to rely on because their leader had disappeared. They needed something familiar, and God seemed familiar, them being from Egypt, the religion that had almost 2,000 gods. They lost sight of the big picture while searching for that familiar anchor to hold on to, and put an object before anything else, including their religion and their faith in Moses. Now, what do I value above anything else? This is what the story made me wonder. Friends, family, mine and their health and safety, as well as basic necessities like food, shelter, and water. And of course, my dog would be my first answers to that question. But there are also so many other little things, more sentimental things that I value. My dad's cooking, photographs of my adventures when I was little, and my family traditions like going to White Stone Ranch each year. These are the things that in my eyes should be valued, not a shiny cow that was worshipped 10 minutes after it was created. Israelites saw sight of the big picture, and you can see like what happened all the time today, such as buying money, phones, or expensive items before the people in our lives, and occasionally safety when it comes to texting and driving. I'm looking at you, Daddy. The lesson from this story is to remind us that we shouldn't value material things above all else. Real value is in the people around us.
First of all, we would like to thank Rabbi Amy and Rabbi Michael for all the help you have given us with our Torah portions and our speeches. I especially loved when our conversation took unexpected turns to conversations like about the Tudor Queens with Rabbi Amy and even idol worship with Rabbi Michael. I wish you could be there for the party. We are sorry that Jonah won't let you go.
Next, we would like to thank Maura Adele. We are so grateful for you tutoring us, no matter how frustrating it might have been, which I am 100% sure it was. You always put us back on track when we got sidetracked playing with the microphones, and by we, I mean Amelia. Thank you so much. We could never have made it through this day without all the help you gave us.
Thank you as well to my parents, who were always there to get us the practice when we would have preferred to be doing just about anything else. I would like to specifically thank my mom for all the support she gave us, and how she kept me from panicking multiple times. You were also a big help in picking out my outfits for this big day. It was so much fun shopping together. Now I want to thank my dad for all the random jokes that made me laugh when I wanted to be practicing. I loved going to all this concert with you and singing along to the music.
Thank you, Mommy, for the random funny jokes that come out of nowhere but never fail to make me laugh, and for teasing me in a fun way. And I may act like I don't like it, but in truth, I do. Thank you, Daddy, for the amazing reaction you gave me after seeing I was wearing heels. You have given me so much support to get through this. Oh, and thanks for the breakfast that you made.
Finally, we would like to thank Cassie for being a sweet and supportive sister to the both of us. We forgive you for all those times you decided to bounce the basketball in the house at the exact time we were trying to practice for this. We love you so much and can't wait for the day that you are up here getting bat mitzvahed.
I'm going first? You go. Okay, I'm going first. All right, let me look at you guys. Okay. I can't cry in front of this crowd, because you know we love it. Amelia and Molly, Plug and Bear, Emo and Eco, Jeff and John Awesome Pants. No matter what name we call you, I am so proud of who you are and what you have accomplished today. Seeing you work at this over the last 4 years has been incredible. And trying to think of what to say to you today, I kept thinking of our happy place, White Stallion Ranch, that you mentioned. For those that have not figured it out yet, the theme of this whole mitzvah is the ranch, our family's favorite vacation place in Tucson, Arizona, the same ranch that Laura went to when she was their age. I thought about the ranch because I think it shows perfectly why I am so proud of you and love you so much. First, every single year we have been there, people have commented on how polite and respectful you are. Every year. It makes me so proud as a father when I hear that, even though my response is usually, "Are you sure you're talking about my kids?" Also, I love that you are so independent and individual at the ranch and in life. You are both incredible writers, though you look so different doing so. Amelia, poised, upright, and confident. Molly, slouched over, looking bored or grouchy. Also, Amelia strutting off to do archery while Molly goes and does rock climbing. But then you get back together to play chess or go pet Bonnie. And to be clear, Bonnie is a horse. And for us as parents, we love that all three of you get along with Cassie when we're there. Finally, hot chocolate is a big part of our stays at the ranch. I remember very clearly the first time we let you two go get hot chocolate by yourselves. I stood outside and watched you walk the whole way from number 7 up to the lodge, gravel crunching beneath your feet. And then Mommy and I spent the next 20 minutes freaking out, certain that you had been kidnapped. Fortunately, you had not, and you said you were just up there drinking hot chocolate and talking. My hope and prayer for you today is that you continue on this path of becoming wonderful young women who know who you are. Stay polite and respectful, but don't be afraid to speak up if you see something wrong. Continue to be your independent and individual selves, and know that we will always have your back. And most of all, continue to love each other and Cassie, so that you always have someone to drink hot chocolate. I love you.
Molly and Amelia, today you are women, well, kind of. Only a temple, so don't get any ideas. I'm still going to push those fruits and veggies and nag you about screen time. I am so very proud of all that you have accomplished today. I knew the two of you would nail it, but seeing you in action takes my breath away. You both have truly blossomed this past year. You left the cozy and nurturing environment of Rossman School and hit the ground running at Ladue. I've loved watching you find your people, cultivate your creativity, and excel academically. I've also loved volunteering together through NCL. You throw yourselves into each opportunity and serve the community with diligence and grace. Ever since you were itty-bitty, people who have gotten to know you have told me, I know they're twins, but they're so different. And they're right. As babies, Amelia was happy, active, and playful. Molly, you were more reserved and very laid back, until something set you off and suddenly you weren't. As you've grown into the amazing young women you are now, you've continued to develop distinct personalities and interests. Amelia, you are so poised and confident. You know exactly who you are and what you like, and you're not afraid to tell the world take it or leave it. Molly, you are quietly quirky and so kind-hearted. Empathetic and deft at talking through emotions and resolving conflicts. But one thing you have in common is a fierce protectiveness for and loyalty to each other and to Cassie. When Cassie was born, Molly and Amelia were not quite 4 years old and eager to help out. It was at that time that the word sister became a verb in our house. Amelia would say, Cassie is fussing, I'll go sister her. And I love that expression, so it has stuck. Because you two are such great sisters, and you sister so well. Recently, Molly and Amelia's friends spent the night and recounted a conversation that captured their relationship perfectly. Molly had said, I'm really lucky because I was born with a best friend. And Amelia responded, oh my gosh, that's so emo. Everyone laughed. My wish for you on the day of your Banat Mitzvah is that you will maintain these special bonds through your life. I know how wonderful it is to have a sister as a best friend, and I am so glad that you each have the blessing of 2 sisters. Daddy and I are always proud of you, but we are especially proud today. We love you so much. Keep on sistering. You have to stay. It's still your bonus thing, so we do more stuff. Okay. Oh, great. Oh, fun. I want water.
next part is easy. This is the giving of the presents. So this is the best part. So we have a few things for you today, Molly and Amelia. First, we have these certificates that say today, Malka, Amelia, that you did indeed become Banot Mitzvah. Mazel tov, we never doubted it. We also, a few years ago, Rabbi Michael and I had the pleasure of being able to travel to Israel with your parents, which was so much fun, and we hope that you guys will have the same chance to do that again with us or without us, either way. But this is a little gift certificate to get you started on that, and we hope you will go in a few years. And then lastly, we have just this little gift. May you use it to make all of your simchas a little bit sweeter. All right, Rabbi, Amelia. I'm gonna get all emotional. So, Molly and Amelia. So Rabbi Michael and I have had the pleasure of knowing you guys pretty much your whole lives, even back in the day, Amelia, when you were Leah, and I got so confused when you became Amelia, and I was like, it's not Leah. And over the past years, you know, we have watched you grow, and we've become closer with your family. And I remember when we found out you guys were going to Ladue, we're like, yes, this is just the best. But I will say that, you know, when we were studying for your Banot Mitzvah, and we were studying these stories and this Torah portion together, and it was hard to figure out what you guys wanted to talk about. And I realized that in part it was because I kept pushing you towards a certain topic, because what I found when we were studying their Torah portion was I was so struck in the Torah portion about this idea that what is it like when the adults cannot be trusted, when the adults are not the kind of leaders you want to be, because that's really the story of their portion, is that Moses is supposed to be in charge and he messes it up, and Aaron's supposed to be in charge and he messes it up. And I realized that part of why I was so drawn to that is because, and now I'm speaking to all the parents and the grown-ups out there, is that sometimes I have this terrible fear that we have really messed it up. Right, that this generation and these past few years especially, that we have made so many challenges for these kids, and who knows what future they'll be able to grow into. But then I look at the two of you, and I look at your peers, and I think, you know, however much we may have messed it up, it's going to be okay. It is really going to be okay, because you can see that even though, you're right, you're only officially women when you're here at Temple, that you guys are incredible leaders and incredible minds. And I look at the two of you, and I have such faith for whatever the future will bring, because the kindness and the joy and the sensitivity and the intelligence you bring to everything you do, it really makes me feel like even if we, as the leaders of the generation, have messed it up a bit, somehow I really think you're going to fix it. And that makes me feel so good and proud and happy for whatever the future holds. All right, Rabbi Michael, before I cry, it's your turn.
Lately, I've been wondering, wasn't it enough that you read the Torah? Does everybody have to do a haftarah? Isn't it enough Hebrew? Isn't it? And I realized there's a reason in particular this week why we need to hear a Torah portion and a haftarah portion. A part that comes from the Bible, from the first 5 books of Moses, and a part that comes from the rest of the Bible. It's because on Shabbat, it's really important to hear from 2 prophets. Not every prophet is alike. One prophet that we read about today is the prophet Moses. Molly, Moses, who when asked to go and lead the Israelite people, says, I really don't like to talk a lot. Could you please find somebody else? And God says, no. And Moses says, again, I really don't like to talk a lot. Could you send my brother, my sibling, instead? And God says, no. And Moses becomes Moses. Today you are the embodiment of Moses. Then there's the Haftarah and the prophet Elijah. I'll keep it together. Now my name is Moses, but my favorite prophet in Hebrew, but my favorite prophet is Prophet Elijah. Because Elijah is a wild man. Elijah is not really a chill prophet. Once, children made fun of Elijah, and they called him Baldy, for which Elijah commanded a bear to come out and kill them. So that's what's up with Elijah. Elijah is not to be messed with. Elijah's a wild man at a party. You'd want to hang out with Elijah, but you don't want to lend Elijah your car. Elijah is a great prophet in a time of wicked kings and queens who demands, not requests, that there be order and that the voice of God should go throughout the land. You are both the embodiment to me this day of those prophets. May you never forget what you did to study, to learn, and to teach. May you continue to walk in the ways of God and the Torah. May you remember the words of your parents. May you be sisters always and friends forever. Shabbat shalom.
It's a pleasure now to stand with you before the open ark for your Benot Mitzvah blessing. May God bless you and keep you.
May God's light shine upon you as you go on your way.
May God's countenance be lifted over you. May you be granted with fullness and with peace. So we're going to ask everyone else now to please rise, and we'll return our Torah to the ark.
Al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, ha'olam omed. Al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, al shlosha divarim, ha'olam omed. Al Torah ve'al avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al Torah ve'al avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim.
And we continue now with the Aleinu on the bottom of page 282. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'artzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samchakenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. And on 287, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. So we are here in this time of joy, but we know too that there are those members of your family that we wish could have been with us here today and are not. And so in particular, we're thinking of Molly Yates, of Tom Taylor, and of Amber Taylor, wishing that they could join with us on this special day, but knowing that they are here with us in spirit. And so thinking of those and all who we have lost, we join together in the words of the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitzkadal v'yitzkadash shemei rabba, ba'alma divarach chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv emru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevarach la'alam olmei almaya, yitzbarach v'yishabach v'yitzpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitzadar v'yitzaleh v'yitzhalal shmei dekudesha barichu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, ta'amiran ba'ama v'emru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'emru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'emru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort all who are bereaved. And we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen.
So a few brief words before we conclude. First, thank you to Rob Aronson for your beautiful music. We're so delighted that each of you could be here with us. We would ask, as you leave the sanctuary today, if you wouldn't mind just putting your prayer book back on the little cart where you got it from. And the Taylor family is inviting you to have some goodies following the service. And so in order to do that, we have to say a few last blessings. So if we can invite up Cassie, and Amelia, and the cousins that we're doing? Yeah, cousins. Cousins, you know who you are.
Cousins.
Thanks. All right, so we also thank you again to Maura Diane for the amazing gluten-free challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen l'chaim.
All right, ready?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. All right, we can't end until you've taken a bite. Cassie, you take a bite of that one. Molly, you take a bite of that one. You guys get to choose. Do you want gluten-free or extra gluten? My friends, you have said the words to make it official. Mazel tov. We are going to sing you out the door. So will you guys help Molly and Amelia go out the door?
Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, Shiru l'Adonai, Shiru Shiru l'Adonai. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai, Shiru Shiru l'Adonai. Sing unto God God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song. What's that? What do you mean? Oh, of these? Oh yeah, I'll bet they've been hiding, waiting to come out. Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Then you have Alexander and Alexander. Actually, Alexander goes, Mom is here. She goes, is that who we're having? I'm like, yes, that's who you're having. So, and Alexander Woman. I said, did you get Rob? Yeah, it's a whole different world, though.
Yay! Good job, everybody.
Broken.
It's so funny. I go around I literally go around once, but I never know where the break is. But I really, what's the word? What do you think this is about? Yeah. Some people kind of that'll scare them away. Yeah. All right, Mom.
I'm doing fine. How about you?
Good.
That sounds like exhausted. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. I really feel like, I don't know, when COVID hit, we all got a break of a few weeks where the world stopped.
Right.
And it's been spinning faster ever since.
I know.
I don't know. It never, ever stops.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I haven't figured it out.
I mean, I think we just, we try to keep ourselves busy because we've been through that and don't, I mean, so we just gotta keep moving on and making things happen. And,
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Well, thank you for being here today.
Of course. Well, hopefully some Shabbat on Friday night too. So, is there a plan for that? Yeah. Yeah. I know. I just know bring it back. Yeah. I agree. Right. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, I mean, thank God for that. Yeah. Well. Sure, you too.